Welcome to our end of the year 2023 market update for Carina and Carina Heights, although this market update kind of applies to all Brisbane. What's happened this year? Well, we started the year with a lot of economists and media saying, well, there's going to be a mortgage cliff. There's going to be something happening in the marketplace that's going to get the prices to go lower and more people are going to be able to afford to buy. And that's because of rising interest rates and people needing to sell rather than wanting to sell, which are very different situations to be in. So what the media was sort of saying is like, okay, well, in October, we've got a lot of properties that are due to come off their fixed mortgage rate. So that would have put a lot of people in stress and they would have needed to sell. We find it probably from about March to July, a lot of people were waiting for that mortgage cliff to happen and the spring market to hit. So a spring market plus a mortgage cliff, everyone thought there's going to be a lot more supply. But when people just hold off from March to July, August, it just creates a new wave. So they're all waiting for the prices to go down. So when there's more supply, and there was more supplies for about 4 or 5 weeks around the springtime, there was also a lot more demand. So the prices didn't really fall, they kept growing. And we're almost back right now at the peak. I was just reading an article yesterday at the peak of the prices just post-COVID. So we're almost back where we ended up after the post-COVID. And what blows my mind is that the media was saying when COVID hit, values are going to drop 50%. And everyone started to freak out. And all the buyers were like, great, we're going to get some good deals. And the exact opposite happened because everyone waiting to buy at the same time. And once again, it happened this year. Like the media and all economists saying, yep, it's going to happen. There's going to be something happening in the marketplace. And once again, it didn't. So we're back in the same place. The supply is quite low. There's definitely not enough building. Construction is not happening. Councils are a bit too strict for developers. They can't build. Construction fees are very, very high. And therefore, there's not new properties going to market. So there's definitely a bit of a housing crisis, most definitely one. The rental market is still very competitive and people just simply can't get a house because the competition is so high. We're seeing a lot less investors buying. And, you know, being a landlord isn't as super awesome as it used to be. You know, there's a lot of tax rises, there's, you know, land tax coming up. It's just a one-way street right now for investors purchasing. And they're just not seeing the returns, they're not seeing the value of being a landlord. So we've had a lot of people, the investors that are calling us, getting the tenants out and selling the property because it makes sense. And they're all going to owner-occupiers. So on average, out of 100 inquiries, maybe get one investor. And when they're purchasing, they want to bargain. They're never going to pay the big price because it's all about numbers, there's no emotional. But the local buyers are very, very active. They want to get in the area, they don't want to miss out. They understand that, you know, they may be paying a premium now, but in a year or two, the price would have already gone up and made up for that. So we've met some buyers 2.5 years ago that are still looking. And they have the same budget because maybe they've got a bit more savings or their income's gone up. But unfortunately, so have the prices and the interest rates as well, they've gone up. So their budget is still the same. And what they could afford for, let's say, $500,000, just as a normal figure, $1 million, is now a whole different thing they could afford just 2.5 years ago. So unfortunately, you're still better off looking at the long term, 5 to 10 years, and you'll always benefit from getting in the property. That's a given. We've noticed also this year that there has been a very large difference in the prices achieved by different agents. So you got your agent who wants to get the best outcome, but we've also seen other agents really just get it sold kind of mentality. And that's sometimes from investors who just want to get rid of the property and they're just not getting the prices. So we've saw multiple properties where there was a comparable sales like 2 months before and we sold it for 100 grand more. And that's because we've applied our process, our marketing and social media, which really works well. So what's going to happen in 2024? Well, that's $1 million question, obviously. The prices under $1 million are still flying out the door. That's a given. It's still very affordable. Over $1 million to 1.5 million is still going very well as well. Over that, it's a bit slower because obviously just had another interest rise. And what happens is less and less people can afford that. So a $2 million budget back 2 years ago is now a $1.6 million to $1.5 million budget based on the same income. That's pulled back, you know, the expenses by quite a lot. So we're seeing the high-end market taking a little bit longer to sell. Prices are more stable, but the low end of the market is very busy because that's where most people can afford. My thoughts for 2024, the market is going to keep going. That's my personal opinion. The market is going to keep going as it is right now because as long as supply is low and the demand is high, no matter what other economic factors are happening, it's still going to get competition going for properties, especially in Brisbane where there's so much going on. Infrastructure, obviously the Olympics, Queen Wharf, everything is happening here. We've got amazing weather. The interstate are still moving. The overseas are definitely coming back, but the competition is mostly from local people who are tired of renting, who want to get into the market, and they are paying good prices because they know it will pay off. So guys, it's very simple. We have gotten some incredible reviews, some great results this year. When you look at how many properties we've sold and how many reviews we're getting, which are all 5-star, which is phenomenal, and the prices we're getting, we're doing something right here. Other agents in the local area who have more sales than us, but their reviews are way lower. Maybe they're not getting the prices they're saying. Maybe the marketing wasn't right, or maybe the service wasn't great. We try to be everything. No one is perfect, but we do our absolutely best to provide an amazing service as stress-free as possible. We love marketing. We love seeing that we're getting 2.5 to 3 times more view than other agents. We love that people are interacting really well with our videos. Our social media strategies is killing it out there. We're very proud of what we do. And if you're thinking of selling, we would absolutely love to present and work with you to get you the best outcome for your property. It is your biggest financial asset. We know that, we understand that, and we just want the best outcome for you. If you're thinking of selling in the future, shortly or in a few years, we would love to be involved in any way possible with renovations, with getting rid of the market. Give me a call anytime for a confidential chat. We'd love to be involved in any way possible.